Allowing the sounds just to gently ease us into today's weekly moment of inner alchemy. But before I went live today and I was getting ready for what was coming through, it was just like this intense beam just focusing down that was bringing in a lot of information. So it'll be very interesting to hear what unfolds and see what unfolds for us today. So welcome, happy Tuesday. It's our weekly moment of inner alchemy. It's like these little mini retreats that we get to give ourselves, right? It's this place where we can breathe and connect to really more who we really are, the greater aspect of self. We don't get so caught up in the minutia of the 3D, and we really have the space to breathe in the fullness of who we are, to breathe in the spirit of who we are, and to breathe in the light and the life of who we are. And even if you get a glimpse of that for a moment, that's enough to create massive change in your life. Massive change. It's not the big things that create the change. It's the day-to-day subtle shifts in awareness that create the change. It's fine-tuning that needle. And I'm going to be talking more about that next week, how we can use what I call awareness acupuncture to fine-tune our thoughts to create the reality that we desire, because what we experience in our outer world is a reflection of our inner one. So everything that we want to change in our life or create in our life, it's an inside job, as they say. It starts within, and your heart knows the way. So it's this beautiful balance of listening and doing, right? This being and doing, this receiving and acting, this receiving and responding. And it's just the subtle things. And if we just do these subtle things several times each day, you'll begin to see it very quickly in your world. Okay, so I'm very excited to announce that my workshop, The 5 Secrets to Vibrational Health and Optimal Well-Being, is now out for public consumption. That will be next Thursday, July 14th at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and I will put the link in the comments when we conclude today. So I do hope you join me, and I'll be talking about how to use our thoughts and many other things to really empower you and give you the confidence that you need to take care of yourself, of your vibrational health. There's a lot of turmoil going on in the world, and there's a lot of opportunity that we have to create the world that we desire. We are not subject to what's happening to us. We are actually the creators of it. And I really want to give you these tools which you can implement straight away from day one to day infinity to really help you step into that power that you have and that you've been born to transform any pain that you're feeling, whether it's physical, emotional, relationship, career, bank account. Wherever you're experiencing pain in your life is where your chi, your vitality is not flowing. And these techniques will help you restore the chi and vitality, to restore that movement of the chi and vitality, to create harmony, balance, resilience, and ease in your life once more. And it doesn't take much. I am all about doing things with the most in the most effortless way. Because if we're efforting, then we're going against the grain, we're swimming against the stream, and creation is really going with the flow, right? But how do we do that? And I'm going to share with you 5 secrets that work repeatedly, and I'm excited to do that next week. So I will put the link in the comments for you later. But why don't we just dive into the drawing, because I am hearing sounds and feeling a lot of energy and light coming into the top of my head right now. You're like, got to tell them this. You got to tell them this. Okay. So here's the drawing from today. And if you're in the Inner Alchemist group, you're able to see that. Kind of looks like a dog from this angle. So I'd always love to hear what you think about it and what you notice in the drawing. Okay. This is what came through. It's a nail biter. Like, I literally saw someone like this, on the edge waiting to see. It's like they were almost paralyzed, and I could feel the the shaking of the body, the tremulous feeling of fear, and they're just on edge, biting their nails, waiting to see. Would it be the same if you were planting a garden, saving the animals, or helping the homeless? Would you still be like caught in this suspense, biting your nails, if you were doing any one of those activities or any other number of activities? Why hurt yourself when you could be helping someone else? Why hurt yourself? Because the nail biting wasn't just biting nails. If you probably know people who do that, they pick, it's raw, it bleeds. Okay, so it was an act of self-harm. So why hurt yourself when you could be helping someone else? Oh, no worries. I'm glad you're here now. You arrived perfectly on time. So they want you to fear one another. But the only way to win is to love one another. All life, to love all life, not just other humans, all life. Make this world a better place. How can you be an expression of love today? What a beautiful question. How can you be an expression of love today? Remember, it's not necessarily the big acts that really make an impact. It's the small things that we do every day. Just smiling when you see someone, asking how their day is. I just love going to the market. My ex was very good at this. He taught me this. Because I'm very quiet when I go out into the world, and he's the opposite. But I really loved watching this, and I really started doing this myself after being with him. Is when we're out, especially at the market and we're with the cashier, he would always ask them these really wonderful questions about themselves, and they went from being someone who was kind of enclosed and in their own world and not recognized, and they just opened up. Literally, you could see them glow, their face lit up, they had this incredible smile, and it was like, wow, someone sees me, someone is interested in me. And so I make it a point to do that now. Every time I go out, I ask them their favorite movie, how their day is going, any question that comes to mind. And it really is amazing to see how someone transforms so quickly with that, that connection that you make towards one another. There was another one of my other teachers actually also shared that she makes a concerted, she's very mindful about looking into the eyes of everybody she speaks with, not in a forceful way, but just in a way of connection, because we're so used to avoiding each other's gaze, right? Especially in an elevator. And so when you have that gaze of just connection, and I see you in the way that I see myself, and I hold you in this light, and in my heart, then things change. So there's a lot of ways that we can connect. There's a lot of gestures of love. So how can you be an expression of love today? And put your ideas and inspirations in the comments. So let me just review the drawing again. So that's what came through with these lines, which still looks like a dog to me. You talk to all the critters outside. You always welcome them to my home. Iguanas, lizards, birds, plants, universe. Yes, we love talking to them. Even the snake that we rescued. Oh my gosh. I never thought I would ever save a snake in my life. But, when we saw that little guy, and by I mean little, he was kind of skinny, but he was long, like 2-3 feet, Mom? And he was all tangled in the netting and that was protecting the plants. And there was no way that we could leave him to be like that. And for me, someone who touches somebody and feels a lot of information, I really did not want to touch the snake, but it was okay. And we saved him. And it was really an amazing experience to do that for him. Okay, so it's a nail biter on the edge, waiting to see. Would it be the same if you were planting a garden, saving the animals, helping the homeless? Yeah. A dog giving another critter a ride? It was 4 feet? Okay. So would you be biting your nails if you were planting a garden, saving the animals, helping the homeless. Why hurt yourself when you could be helping someone else? The other thing that comes to mind that I want to share around this is that when you're in pain, physical, emotional, mental pain, it's not uncommon for your pain to go away when you're in service of another. If you are hurting, the best way to kind of put balm on their pain is to be in service of another. When I was seeing patients on a regular basis, I'm someone that had a history of headache patterns, and I somehow manage to, treat, 6, 7 people a day. And my headache wouldn't really be in the forefront of my awareness when I was helping others. As soon as I stopped, the pain would come back. And so as long as I was moving that energy in service of another, it really helped manage the pain. Okay, so it could be any kind of pain that you're experiencing. They want you to fear one another, but the only way to win is to love one another. All life. Make this world a better place. How can you be an expression of love today? I love that question. Volunteering at hospice was a gift for you. Yes, that's a really powerful way to be of service. Or it could just be, I have a friend, every time we go to the beach, he's the first person picking up all the garbage on the beach. There's just so many ways that you can be a steward for life, and move that energy that's not moving. When that energy, that vitality, that life force is not moving through you, that's when you begin to experience pain and discomfort and dis-ease. Okay. And so one of the ways that you can start to generate and circulate this movement, this vitality, which is who you are and connected to, is through acts of love and kindness. And, if there ever were a time in history, in our history, I think this is it. There's never not a time for it. But notice when you can go down one road and then let's direct ourselves down the other road. You have this ability to do that. So really pay attention to how you're feeling, and then how can I fine tune that for myself by doing something as an expression of love. What beautiful messages from the light today. Okay, let's see where the sounds are going to take us. I'm already hearing a rattle, so I don't know. Maybe these guys want to come in. I have several rattles around me, but I'm not sure who's talking. Let's see. No, it's not this one. Hold on one second. Usually they tell me who wants to participate ahead of time, but they didn't quite do that today. Okay, this is the guy. Okay, so let's just do some breathing before the rattle comes in, because I won't be able to talk at the same time. So wherever you are, just close your eyes and just breathe. You can put one hand over the heart, over the center of the chest, and begin to breathe from the center of the heart field. Wherever you feel, or that is, the intelligence and higher aspect of yourself knows the center of your heart field. Just connect with that, and then just inhale through that space. There you go. Already a lot of movement is happening in balance. Okay, so we're going to inhale through the heart space, and we're going to exhale from that space as well, just so the exhale is slightly longer than the inhale. This is a really powerful way to self-regulate the physiological aspects of your being as well as the subtle bodies. So we're going to kind of get into a nice coherent state by inhaling through the center of the heart and exhaling longer than the inhale through the center of the heart. And as you're doing this, just imagine in your mind's eye the expression of love that you are going to bestow upon life today. Just feel the feeling. Oh, wow. I mean, I could just hear everyone's energy change level just immediately with that. I could hear the sound of it. It went from like a lower note to this really high, pure sound. Beautiful. So keep that as you're breathing through the center of your heart. And while that's happening, I'm noticing a lot of kind of, gray, stagnant energy, kind of cloudy in the field around you. So I'm going to bring in the shakers while you continue to breathe, and just and you can even think about times that someone was generous and was an expression of love to you. Go, just play with it. So what expression of love can you do today? And I'm going to clear the outside. There's a lot of anger in the collective field. And a lot of despair. Okay. I don't know how the sound translates on the mic that I have right now, but what I was noticing with that, as you were continuing to hold that beautiful expression of love, was there was a lot of anger in the collective, and then a lot of despair and helplessness, and really just not feeling any power at all. So just completely disempowered. And then as I was moving to it, there was a brick wall, and there was a lot of attempts to scale the wall, but then there was a realization that the wall, it was your own creation. That block is your own creation. It's in your mind. And as soon as you realize that that was your block, it kind of disintegrated. But on the other side of the wall was this whirlpool, and then you were caught in this kind of, vortex that you felt like you were drowning. And then again you remembered, so you're creating this gauntlet for yourself. This is all your mind, the collective anger, the despair, the block. And then you were like struggling, you felt like you were drowning, and then you reminded yourself that you could stand. You realized that you could stand, you weren't drowning at all. And as soon as you did that, you were able to see the sun, and you continued to walk in the beautiful, pristine, clear water. And you looked back and none of that was there. Okay, so that's what I got from the shaker. Okay, this is what we do as humans. We create. We're creating all the time based on our feelings, which have particular vibrations. And those vibrations impress itself upon consciousness itself, upon the universal mind. And the way that the universe works is it's going to respond exactly back to you. It's a mirror. So whatever you put out there is going to come back. Okay. Now, a lot of times what we're putting out there, we don't have awareness of, because they're subconscious vibrations, they're subconscious thoughts, they're subconscious patterns. But it's not like you don't have any ability to change that. Okay. When you start to realize that you are experiencing your own mind, then you have the facility and the agility to change it. Now, it takes repetition. Okay. We're constantly doing this, and it takes your desire to create something different for yourself. And I'm going to be talking about all of these things next week in the workshop. But it's a really powerful awareness to have. Okay. So when you become aware of what you're seeing in your world, whether it's coming to you from people from the media, from the music, or from animals flying by, whatever it is, have you just take it in. That's all you. That's all you. Okay. Now, if it's something you love, then feel that even more, and you'll create more of that. Okay. If it's something that is really uncomfortable and causing you discomfort or dis-ease or, frustration, whatever, we know those states. Okay. It's not making you happy, basically. It's causing you pain. Okay. That's also you. So how could you feel something better? by just what you did. You did it so beautifully just before when you're connecting with being an expression of love. That immediately takes you out of that state. You can't hold those two states at the same time. It's just not possible. Those are two different vibrational planes of existence. They're two different vibrational realities. So by being an expression of love, that higher vibration entrains the lower one. So it's going to get it to harmonize with it. Okay, so we don't always have to go digging in the deep, because a lot of times those things in the deep are hidden from our awareness, and we won't know until we know. Okay, so we can spend our time searching, okay, but that will also keep you there. Okay, now there are times to go there, but when they make themselves apparent, okay, and that will become clear as time goes on. Okay, so we can't hold these two opposing states at the same time. It's not possible. So be the expression of love, and that discomfort will go away. Be of service. Okay, that's an expression of love. Whatever that means to you, that will transform that pain and discomfort very quickly. Now, like I said, when I stopped, at the end of the day and I was done treating my patients, the headache would come back. Okay, because then it's like, okay, now I have to look at this. But that was a really great way for me to transform the pain in the moment by helping others. Okay, dear ones? So basically, your light work for the week, I haven't given you guys light work in a long time, is just ask yourself every day, how can I be an expression of love today? And I would love to hear your comments and the things that you've done and what you're noticing and how the world is meeting you in response. Maybe it's calling up someone it's been on your mind for a long time. Maybe you need to call your mother or your grandmother. Okay, maybe someone you've been thinking of, follow that. Okay, it's not these big things that we have to do. We don't need to exhaust ourselves and get overwhelmed or feel anxious about having to do all this stuff to make it right. It's a small gesture. It's a small shift in awareness. It's a small act that has massive impact on your world and the world of those around you. Okay, dear ones, thank you so much for coming together with me to harmonize the nature of oneself. I always love to hear your experiences, so feel free to, send me a message, post in the comments, and I will put the link in the comments to register for my masterclass, the 5, count them 5, how many? 5 secrets to vibrational health. And, I love you. Hi. It's 5 secrets to vibrational health and optimal well-being. Register. It is free. You'll want to know these things. And that will be next Thursday. And share it with your friends, okay? If there's someone that comes to mind that you think can benefit, by all means, share. And if you're watching this on YouTube, share and subscribe as well. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next week, everybody. Blessings. Blessings.